and welcome everybody. We are so excited to welcome Bonnie from CIE Tours today. They are brand new with us. This is available for all of our agents from all of our countries, so we're so excited to welcome them. How are you doing today, Bonnie?
I'm great. Thank you, Amanda. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to be here. I can't wait to tell you about CIE Tours.
I know we are so excited to learn more, but just before we start, I just want to give you guys two notes. We will have live Q&A at the end, so if you have any questions, please put those in chat and we will ask them at the end, as well as you can find this recording in your travel cafe under the trainings tab under CIE Tours, and it'll be right there for you so you can watch it as many times as you please after this. So Bonnie, I have nothing else to say, so we're so excited to see what you have to present today, so we'll let you get started.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Again, I'd like to wish everybody a Céad Mille Fáilte, which is Irish Gaelic for 100,000 welcomes to our CIE Tours program. You're looking at my front page here where I display our destinations. Just so you are aware, we are not a worldwide destination company. We are an operator that focuses primarily on Ireland, Britain, and we do have some product in Iceland, Italy, and Spain. And you're looking at the background there. This is a beautiful shot of the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland, one of the destinations that we go to when your guests are visiting us in Ireland. So who is CIE Tours and why should you book us and all of that other good stuff? We are literally the #1 destination specialist to Ireland and Britain. And of course, Britain includes England, Scotland, and Wales. We've been doing this since 1932. So a really long time. And there's a good reason for you to consider that because we've had lots of time to craft our skill, to develop warm relationships with our hoteliers, with our sightseeing companies, to get only the best guides to guide our guests. So it's a good thing that we've been around for a long time. Now, a few years ago, we expanded into Iceland and Italy. And we have been doing those destinations and actually incorporating more tours each year into those destinations. And this year we are going into Spain. So Spain is a new destination for us in 2025. Because we have been around for such a long time and because we cater, just to a certain type of clientele that really wants more of an enrichment type of tour, we have to be very careful what we do. So we don't go into new destinations without thinking it through for a couple of years to make sure we can give them the same quality product there that we have for many, many years in Britain and in Ireland. So we're Irish owned. We're actually part of the transportation system in Ireland. So we're owned by the Irish government, which is a wonderful thing. We have been doing this since 1932. And when we started, we wanted to do something that was quite different from our competition. So if your clients are on a CIE tour, on a guided vacation with us, they're going to have only guides that are native to the destination, only drivers that are native to the destination. And I want you to know that one thing that people love about CIE Tours so much are the guides. The guides make the tour, they make the experience extremely special for our guests. You're looking at a picture of one of our guides in his CIE uniform right there. So no matter where you are with us, it can be Spain, it can be Iceland, it can be Scotland, it can be Ireland, doesn't matter. You will always have a guide that is native to the destination. We do not bring guides in from other countries to try to talk about one of our destinations. It just doesn't happen. Also, you'll not have any optional extra sightseeing. Everything's included. You see that little badge down there, that kind of an orange color that says all in advantage. When they're on a CIE tour, they're not going to have to pay for optional sightseeing. We don't believe in that. All sightseeing is highly immersive. Sometimes it's just created for CIE tours. It will always enhance their vacation and they'll never, ever have to pay for it. And I can't say that same thing for my competition. Oftentimes they will sell optional sightseeing tours and they're going to be selling them in pounds or in euros. And sometimes guests are not prepared for that and they feel a little uncomfortable. Having to pay extra costs. They think they've taken care of everything before they left, and can be an unpleasant surprise. So all sightseeing is included. Hotel quality. And this is important too. Our hotels on our guided vacations are always 4 stars or above. They're always centrally located, or if not, they're in a location that really enhances the actual trip itself. So pretty much they're always centrally located. The guest satisfaction rate is 95%. That's huge. And that's based on the post-trip surveys of people that have been on a CIE tour. And they rate us across a lot of different things. It's the tour itself. It's how it's designed. It's the meals. It's the hotels. It's the sightseeing. It's the guides. It's everything. And we consistently get a 95% rating. So for you as an agent who may have never booked us before, this is a good reason to consider us because your clients are going to like the tour. They're going to come back raving about it. They're going to thank you for booking us. You're not going to have any issues with us. It's very, very rare that that happens. I might also mention too that we have usually 2 meals a day. It's always a full breakfast in our destinations. And oftentimes it'll be a dinner at night, or maybe a special lunch that we go to, or maybe an off-site dinner with some type of entertainment. So where there really is not much left for people to have to pay for. We don't do lunch because we want them to do lunch on their own so they can kind of, branch out a little bit and try a pub or a special restaurant that they picked out themselves. It gives them a little bit of the local flavor too. When you're booking us, you can either book us online, but most agents like to call us, and you'd be working with our Morristown, New Jersey staff, most likely. But our main headquarters is in Dublin, and our product office is in London. So I hope this gives you a little bit of idea of who we are and how we designed our tours. So you're looking at the La Sagrada Familia, which is in Barcelona, and that is a place that we go to when we're doing our Spain trip, and I'll talk more about that later. We actually will be going with a guide inside to the La Sagrada Familia to be able to see everything that is there. A beauty, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous place. CIE Tours has predominantly guided vacations. That's how we started out. And it's still our bread and butter. What is a guided vacation? Well, guided vacation is what I said. It's bundled up. It's got your hotels, it has your guide, it has meals, it has the sightseeing. They're going to be on a motor coach. That's a CIE motor coach. Pretty much everything is included for them on a guided vacation. I've got 44 guided vacations to our destination. That's a lot of guided vacations. Within that category, I have some little special departments. Just so you know, a guided vacation motor coach tour can take up to 44 people. We don't usually do that. We usually have around 36 on our guided vacations, but it can in high season be higher. But a way for you to guarantee a small group departure is to book one of our guided vacations that does have no more than 26 guests. They'll still be on a full-size coach, but now there's a lot less people. Best way to find the small group departures is to go right to our website, click on the tour that their guests are interested in, the month of departure that they're interested in, and that calendar is going to populate, and you're going to see an SG next to the departure that has that small group. So keep that in mind. We do have the larger sizes and we have smaller sizes. Cost-wise, the smaller size groups will be a little bit more money, usually $300 to $400 more a person, but there is a client out there that just loves that idea of being on a small size, and they were willing to pay for that. Now, within this too, we have the day tripper collection. And for those of you who like to sell cruises, one of the best thing about cruises is the fact that you unpack once. And really, you can't do that on all guided vacations because you do travel around. There's a lot to see, there's a lot to get done, and you go from place to place. 2-night stays here, a night stay there. And there are people that don't like that. So we developed the day tripper collection and we continue to add to it. The day trippers are fully guided vacations, but here's what is the difference. We go to one destination, one city, and we unpack once, and then we do day tours out of that city, always coming back to the hotel at night or late afternoon so clients can do whatever they'd like to in the evening. And I'm going to talk more about those. Another travel style we have is the custom private driver vacation program. This is for groups of 9 or less. We developed this for agents who want to put together an FIT program for their clients. This will be done exactly the way they'd like it. It'll include everything they want to see and do. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more too. And then last but not least, travel style for us. In Ireland only, we have our self-drive vacation, and that's where they'll have a car, and you will team it up with B&Bs, maybe a hotel here and there, maybe a castle stay at the end, and they explore at their own pace. So you can see we don't do the whole world, but what we do, we really have flushed it out. So we have a lot of different travel styles to be able to accommodate it for any type of guest we might have. Now, if you are a travel agent who has booked cruises and maybe some land tours, you know that everybody's moving away from documentation. Even the high-end cruises now are doing e-docs. At CIE Tours, we do not do e-docs. This is what your clients are going to get. It is a backpack, just like you see there. And in it, they're going to have all of their travel documents. They're going to have their luggage straps and luggage tags. They'll have an adapter that's good for Ireland, also for Britain. They'll have a little rain jacket because it does rain sometimes in our destinations and we don't want them to get wet. And they will have a reusable metal water bottle. Every single guest on our tour gets this backpack. And what we'll do is, when you make your booking, we're going to ask you, do you want us to send it to you, the agent, or do you want to have it sent directly to your clients? In your case, you'll probably ask us to send it directly to your client. But again, they get this backpack and people love these things. And what a surprise. When you look at our prices, you're going to be shocked at how well priced we are. And to be able to do proper documentation is just, it's just perfect. It's just the way to go now for our guests. This is my lineup for 2025. You can see we have 44 guided vacations, predominantly in Ireland, because that has always been our main focus. But we continue to add more to Scotland because Scotland is so popular. We've added more in Britain. We've added two more, in Italy. We've added another tour in Iceland. And then we created our brand new destination of Spain this year. So you've got a lot of choice. So if somebody travels with us to Britain and they would like to come back again, perhaps to Italy, maybe to Scotland, maybe to Spain. So with that 95% rating, people want to come back again. And I'll show you an incentive we have to keep them coming back too. By the way, you're looking at a picture of Skellig Michael. Skellig Michael is on the Wild Atlantic Way in Ireland. It has a really rich history to it. Some of you probably recognize it if you're Star Wars fans and you saw the movie Star Wars. This is where Luke was in one of the scenes on Skellig Michael. But actually, Skellig Michael was it was created by a number of pious monks. These monks left the mainland of Ireland and they sailed over to the Skellig Michael to be away from the mainstream population. They wanted to be secluded. They wanted to be high up. And Skellig Michael is well, you can see the rock sticking out next to it. It kind of pokes out from the ocean. So they inhabited Skellig Michael for 6 months at a time. They bring their food and their water and their other supplies with them. And they kind of put together all of these little huts that they would stay in that you see. And the steps that they carved out, they did that all by themselves. And what they would do is they would spend their time praying because they felt if they were as high up as possible, they would be closer to God. So Skellig Michael is one of the sites that your guests will see when they're with us on a CIE tour. So we talked about the Day Tripper collection. I want to go into this a little more because there are people out there that shy away from a land tour because they don't like a lot of movement. They don't want to pack, they don't want to unpack. And I understand that. There may be people with physical limitations that they don't want to pack and unpack. So here's our answer to it. These are the Day Tripper collections, and I've got 5 of them now. And for those of you who enjoy selling cruises, I think 2 of them might be perfect for you for a pre or post cruise package. We have the Ireland South Day Tripper. And that's the one that you're looking at in the upper middle. We position ourselves in the south part of Ireland in the village of Adair. Adair is a village, it's not a city, it's small. And we'll do our day tours out of there, and they're going to see all the classic sites. They'll go to the Cliffs of Moher, they'll do the Dingle Peninsula. Whoops, excuse me here. They will go down to explore Blarney Castle. They'll go to Cove and Cobb, but every afternoon we go back to Adair so they can walk from their hotel and they can go into Adair itself and enjoy shopping, maybe eat whatever their pleasure is. And so this is the concept of the day trippers. Sightsee during the day, come back to the hotel at night, unpack once. And just so you know, our day tours are never more than 90 minutes in each direction. So they're not going to be spending a lot of time on the motor coach. Scottish Day Tripper, and this is the one that we designed last year, staying in Glasgow and doing day tours out of there, including a full day in Edinburgh. Our Dublin Day Tripper, perfect for pre or post cruise. Tuscan Treasures is a sellout every single year. We position ourselves in Montecatini, which is right in the heart of Tuscany. We do day tours to Pisa, Florence, Siena, the Cinque Terre, always coming back to Montecatini so they can enjoy themselves that evening there. By the way, it is a spa village, so it is a great place to go for some spa treatments too. And then last but not least is our London Day Tripper. This particular program is based in the West End of London, and we will be seeing such sites as Oxford and Windsor and Stonehenge and Stratford and Cambridge. Again, though, coming back to London, so if they'd like to go to the theater at night, they can certainly do that. If they want to do some shopping or a special dinner, they can do that too. So please keep the little day trippers in mind. I think that could be perfect for a particular type of client that enjoys the Unpack Once experience. You're looking at Blarney Castle. You probably all are aware of what Blarney Castle is. It's where your guests can go climb up those very narrow stairs, lean over and kiss the stone, and they are to have then the gift of eloquence. But also the whole Blarney Castle area, it's acres and acres of beautiful, beautiful gardens. And our guests just love strolling around there too. Now, I talked about private driver very briefly. Let me go into it in more detail for you. Let's just say your clients do not like the idea of a guided vacation, even the day tripper, right? They want something all their own. They want to design just the way they want it to be. They have certain things they want to see, certain things they want to accomplish, and we can do that for them. We do have a separate department at CIE Tours with highly skilled reservationists that put these programs together. It was initially designed to be more of a luxury vacation, staying in five-star resorts and manors and castles. You can see the vehicles that we use are Mercedes vehicles, and we have various sizes depending upon the size of the little group that you put together. It's meant for onesies and twosies, right? This was not meant for large groups. So the most we usually take on this are 9. You've got the Mercedes sedan, the minivan, and the Sprinter. So we started off doing luxury with this, and that's great because we have so many beautiful luxury hotels that we can offer and resorts. And it's great maybe for something special like a honeymoon or a 40th wedding anniversary. The drivers are, of course, local to the destination. They will meet your guests at the airport and they are with them for the entire trip. So they do bond very quickly with them. We'll take care of every single detail for you, and all they have to do is sit back and relax. We offer private driver now in all of our destinations except for Spain. We don't do Spain yet because we're not prepared yet to have it there. But you can do private driver in Ireland, in Scotland, in England, in Wales, Iceland, and Italy. And Italy is also including Sicily. So we can do it everywhere there. Now, having told you that we designed it for luxury, what happens is travel agents love to use this for multi-gen family travel. They like to use it for a golf group. They like to use it for guests that are interested in traveling together, maybe a family that wants to go and research out their Irish ancestry. Maybe people that are whiskey tasters and they want to go and taste different whiskeys in Scotland and Ireland. I mean, you create it, we can do it, and it doesn't have to be luxury. Here's where we'll drop it to 4-star hotels, and we can put in all the sites that they want to see. And it's a great program. So keep it in mind. If you're going to consider this for maybe a golf group, remember that we can also do the tee times for you. So we'll create whatever you'd like to. And it is a growing market of people who want to do something very special, something very unique, something that they will remember forever and ever as their own experience designed their way. So private driver. Here's something that you should keep in mind, because if you haven't done one before, you're kind of in the dark a little bit. So we've designed some suggested itineraries that you can look at. Go to our website, CIETours.com, click on travel type, click on custom private driver, and here's what pops up. Our whole itinerary collection for Ireland, for Britain, for Italy, for Iceland, for golf, for TV film. And here's where you can see different suggested itineraries with actual prices. And it's based on 2 up to 8 guests. Now you know that you've got a suggested itinerary. You know what the price is going to be. You can tweak it however you'd like to with us, but it gives you a template to start creating a tour for your clients. So consider taking a look at the itinerary collection. Most travel agents never just book one of the suggested itineraries. They like to take a look at it and then change out hotels and add in more sightseeing or delete some sightseeing. But it's great because it's right there as a template for them to work with. And I think it's a really nice thing. The other thing you can do with it, where it says view now, where that red arrow is, you can click on that and the entire itinerary will populate. You can save it and you can send it to your clients. So that's where you find out some of the suggested itineraries. Now, last but not least, our independent adventures, the traveler's choice, and the classic itineraries. This is our self-drive program. We do it in Ireland only, and we have done this for many, many years. Just so you are aware, they do drive on the other side of the road. For those of you calling in from Australia, they drive on your side of the road. So you have to have a traveler that is very, very willing to be able to take on that experience. But here's the great thing about it. It's a free and easy program. You'll have a Hertz rent-a-car, you'll have B&Bs, hotels, manor homes, a castle stay, whatever you'd like. You can bring the whole family. It doesn't matter the ages of the children. Somebody drives, but you've got a GPS system and you've got the CDW to cover the insurance. And each day is yours to create the way you'd like it to be. It's a wonderful entry-level price point too for people that are on more of a budget, because we can use B&Bs. So keep the traveler's choice in mind for Ireland only. We do not do it in any other destination. Fun fact, you're looking at a picture of one of the drivers in the car and the sheep are on the side of the road. Invariably, what happens is when you're on some of these rural roads, you can stop by a bunch of sheep that are in the middle of the road and you have to wait until they decide to move elsewhere. There's actually more sheep in Ireland and Scotland than there are people. There's sheep everywhere. Now, the classic itineraries we pulled together right after pandemic, it was when people wanted to start traveling again, but they really did not want to be on a motor coach tour. They wanted more structure to it. Some of the B&Bs were not even open at that point in time. So what we did is we pulled out the hotels and some of the sightseeing from 8 of our escorted Ireland tours. And we put it into this self-drive package. So now people know where they're going to be going each night for hotels. They know what sightseeing would be included. They're still going to be driving their car, but it does give them a little bit more structure. So you've got 2 choices. You can do the free and easy traveler's choice or the classic itinerary. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but we do use Hertz Rent-A-Car, and we have all different types of vehicles available for your guests. So new for us for this year, Best of Spain. The Best of Spain is a 9-day program, and it starts in Madrid and finishes up in Barcelona. And you can see it's a very active type of itinerary. Spain is much bigger than most of our destinations. So I'm going to suggest you bring your clients in a day early and maybe even have them stay a day longer. But we will be spending 2 nights in Madrid, sightseeing there, and then taking the fast train down to Cordoba, where we'll have a local guide do a walking tour of Cordoba. Our CIE motor coach meets us in Cordoba and then transfers us for 2 nights to Sevilla. And then we continue on our journey up to Granada, Valencia, and then Barcelona. It is a beautiful itinerary. We're using only 4-star accommodations that are gorgeous. We're using NH properties. We're using Barcelo. We're using the Malia, the X-Ray Langemi, and the Hilton Barcelona. So gorgeous properties, always centrally located, and amazing sightseeing in Spain. I'm just showing you just a couple of pretty pictures here, but there's so much that we'll be doing. In Madrid, we'll have a city tour. We'll be going to the Prado Museum one day. In Cordoba, as mentioned, we'll be doing a local tour. We'll on day number 3 and day number 4, when we are in Sevilla, we'll be doing the Mesquita Cathedral and we'll be touring through the Sevilla Cathedral. It's a great tour. Fun things too. We'll be doing a paella dinner. We'll be doing wine tasting. We will be going to a flamenco show and dinner. So fun things besides just historical sites here too. And remember, it's a CIE tour, so nothing is extra cost for sightseeing. It's always included. We started doing Sicily this year. We added this on to our growing itinerary of places that we visit in Italy. This is Classic Sicily, an 8-day program starting and ending in Palermo. If you haven't been there, there's a couple of things I want to mention why this tour is so well designed. First of all, it's in and out of Palermo, which makes it a lot easier for you getting airfare for your clients. And we spend 3 nights in Taormina, which nobody does. 3 nights in Taormina is just magnificent because it is really probably one of the most beautiful places on earth. And we stay right in Taormina, not off-site down at the beach like many other operators do. So, when the cruise ships leave at the end of the day and all the other tourists leave at the end of the day, you have the place to yourself. And our hotel that we're using is about 3 blocks from the main street in Taormina. So please keep this one in mind. It's not necessarily a tour for everybody for the first time to Italy, but if they have been to Italy, they love Italy, and they want to do something a little bit more different and a little bit off the beaten track, please consider our Classic Sicily program. And just some of the great things they'll see here. Of course, we sightsee in Palermo. We'll take a trip up to Monreal Cathedral to visit that. Pellegrino Winery, that's a lot of fun. We go there for wine tasting. And then the Valley of the Temples, which is in Agrigento, we will get there towards sunset. So you can see the temples just as the sun is setting. And then we overnight there, which is great because you can see them at night when they're all lit up. They're just magical looking. But the next day we get up early and we tour that whole area before we move on. So Sicily is definitely on my radar. Irish Supreme, this is circling back to Ireland, our high-end 5-star hotel program. It's a fully guided vacation, but it is staying in only 5-star resorts and castle stays. This is a beautiful bridge tour between regular guided vacations and private driver. It's coming in at about $5,300 a person. And if you look at my competition, which has 3 of the same hotels, they're going to be charging $1,500 more. It's classic Southern Ireland. This is the area that everybody loves when they first come to Ireland because they can see all the sites that they've always heard about, that they've always dreamed about. 2 nights in Dublin, we'll be staying at the Shelburne there, a night in Kilkenny at Larath. A stay in Cork, we'll be staying at Hayfield Manor. In Killarney, 2 nights at the Europe Hotel. And in Newmarket on Fergus, we're going to be staying at Dromoland Castle. So I think I've got some pictures here to show you. There we go. By the way, this particular tour is one of our small group departures, so there will be no more than 26 people on this tour. This is the gorgeous historic Shelburne right in the heart of Dublin. And now we're stepping out and we're going to more country style properties. This is the Larath Estate Hotel and Spa. You can see how gorgeous it is. One of my favorites is the Hayfield Manor Hotel in Cork and the Europe Hotel and Spa right on the lock there for 2 nights. And then Dromoland Castle, a real castle, folks, that's been turned into a hotel. We use Dromoland Castle a lot for our private driver program. And it's an absolutely exquisite property. And then we circle back to Dublin and we're staying the last night at the College Green Hotel. And then the next day they'll go to the airport and leave. On this tour, we've added in some very special sightseeing because it is a little bit more expensive and we have more expensive hotels. So we've got some really awesome sightseeing here too. We'll be going for the Book of Kells in Dublin. We'll do some Jameson tastings at their distillery. We'll have a falconry lesson. We're going to go to the English market to do a tasting there of all the amazing artisan cheeses and other things that they have now in Ireland available to guests. And then a private tour of Kilkenny Castle, which actually was a private residence at one time, and much, much more on this tour. London Day Tripper, we talked about. This is a great pre or post cruise program. We just launched it this year as adding to our collection, positioned right in Dublin, and we'll be doing day tours out of there. So keep this one in mind. The hotel that we're using here is the Trinity City Hotel, solid 4-star hotel located right in Dublin. So when they finish up sightseeing during the day, they can go right into Dublin Center, shopping, entertainment, whatever they would prefer. Really beautiful little property. And we're doing some fun sightseeing here too. The slide that you see up there called the sheepdog demonstration, you probably have no idea what that is, but the sheepdog demonstrations, we do a lot on our tours, our guided tours for Scotland and for Ireland. These are working farms. These are farmers that incorporate the sheep that you see, I'm sorry, the border collies that you see there into their daily routine to help them manage those sheep. The border collies are trained from birth to respond to certain sounds or whistles or commands, hand commands, and they will move those sheep around as needed by the farmer. It's fascinating to watch. It might be one of the highlights of the tour for everybody on a CIE program when they're doing the sheepdog trials. But of course, we do many other things too here, including going to the Irish Immigration Museum. This is the museum that's dedicated to the Irish people who left Ireland and went to other countries and became hugely successful at what they do. And you get to see them here at this museum and much, much more. So let's wrap it up here with group travel. If you would like to do a group with us, we have a special department at CIE that handles groups, just like we have a special separate department that does private driver. We would love to quote you on a group for this year, 25 or in 26. The easiest way to do a group with us is just to buy into one of our scheduled departures. If you don't like the idea of your clients being on a motor coach with anybody else, you can still do that particular scheduled departure tour, but now we're going to give you your own motor coach and your own driver. And trust me, it does not cost a lot more, and travel agents love this. And finally, if you've got something very special you want to do, we can do a custom group for you also. So you've got those 3 different ways to do a group with CIE. We've got great documentation. You can work with me on co-op monies. We have PowerPoints we can send you. We'll support you with marketing monies, the co-op monies I mentioned, and other materials that might help you sell this to your group. We want it to be very successful for you, obviously, and also just a trip of a lifetime for your clients. So if you have not registered as a travel agent, please do so. You just need to go to the website, cietours.com, go up there to the upper right hand and log in as a travel agent. Excuse me, first register, and then you can log in as a travel agent. And then when you do that, they're going to ask you, are you a travel agent? And you say yes. And what pops up is your page. And it will have everything that you've booked in it. It will have the ability to actually have you make a reservation there. And that's great, but it's got so much more too, because here is where we house all of the materials for our travel agents. This is where we have all of the training programs for you. I think we've got a slide on that. Yes, we do. Our education center. So you can become a specialist with CIE. We have a special training program for Ireland, and we also have one for Britain. And it's a great way to learn more about our company. More importantly, once you actually register, we capture your email, and then you start getting invited to our webinars. You'll start getting probably my monthly newsletter will come to you. And you can order brochures here. There's just so much you can do. And then if you look at this slide, the marketing resources, which we have there, here's where you can download videos. You can download images to put on your social media. You can download flyers and edit them with your travel agency name and information on there. So there's just a lot there for you. So please, when you have a moment, register as a travel agent with CIE. What have we got here? These are our promotions. We have a different promotion every single month, and you are certainly welcome to use whatever you can for your guests. This particular month, because it's March and we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day soon, we've got our Emerald Escape sale. As you can see, it concentrates on Ireland or tours that have Ireland in them. And of course, when March ends and we have an April promotion, it'll be something quite different. So every single month we have a different program for you. If you'd like to do a group with us, we want to encourage you to do that. And we do have a couple of specials here. We've got the summer travel incentive, and this is for travel between June and August of this year. If you can throw together a group right now for those 2 months, 3 months, excuse me, you'll be getting on top of your commission an $800 booking bonus. When you do the special tours like the Irish Supreme, the Dublin Day Tripper, the Best of Spain, or the Classic Sicily for this year, it's additional $800 booking bonus. Or if you'd like to do any other 2025 group this year, anytime you want it to be, it's a $600 booking bonus on top of your commission. This is probably a good time for me just to stop a little bit and tell you about your Travel Leaders Commission. Because you are part of Travel Leaders, and Travel Leaders is so well respected by CIE Tours, your commission on almost everything that's land is 16%. So it will be 16% on all guided vacations, doesn't matter where. Could be Scotland, could be Spain, doesn't matter. It's going to be 16%. It's going to be 16% on private driver. It's going to be 12% on the little self-drive program in Ireland. It will be 5% on airfare. And we do have a full air department. We have contracted air with all major carriers. So please check, those of you in the United States, please check our airfare. And then 5% on our travel insurance. And our travel insurance is TripMate, and it is not age rated, and it's canceled for any reason. It's actually based on the cost of the tour. You're looking at Gaudi's La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. And again, on the Spain tour, we will be taking our guests inside with a guide so that they can enjoy this amazing place. It's absolutely beautiful. So moving on, I've got a private driver sale, and that is good up until March 14th. Now, they may extend that, or they may have something similar to that. So if you want to do a private driver with us, we would love to incentivize you to do that. And if you have guests that have traveled with us and they would love to come back and experience one of our other destinations, we incentivize them by giving them $150 off per person for any guided vacation, or $75 for the self-drive program. This can be combinable with any other active promotion that we have. So it is a really nice temptation to have them come back and do something different with us. And of course, you're looking at a slide of one of the many waterfalls that your guests would get to see and experience if they go to Iceland with us. So I think we're going to show. Okay, I think we're done here, and I've gone over my time. I apologize, Amanda, but do we have time for some questions?
Oh, yeah, we still have some time for questions. The first question is, do your tours accommodate people with mobility issues?
It depends how serious the mobility issue is. If they're in a wheelchair, no, we can't. Because our guides are not allowed to lift the wheelchairs and put them into the storage under the motor coach. However, if they have a person with them that can assist them getting up and down the stairs of the coach, that's fine. We'd love to have them join us. And we would just need to have them on the first floor of the hotel so that they don't have to take, they could take an elevator, but they probably would prefer to be on the first floor of the hotel. So it just depends upon the type of mobility issue that they have.
Okay, thank you. Next question is, what type of travelers are best suited for CIE Tours experiences? Families, couples, solo travelers, groups, etc.
All of them, all of them. It's, we can put them in the tour that's best suited for them. If you're looking at families, private driver is a great program. Remember, we talked about that. We could design it so that we have kid-friendly activities. We can drop it to 4-star hotels. They'll all travel together. Or we could do a family in a self-drive program, um, teaming it up with maybe B&Bs and hotels, things like that. Solo travelers, especially solo women. We don't have so many solo men. But we have solo women that travel and they love our guided vacations. They love them because they feel safe and secure. They've got the guide and the driver that kind of watches out for them, and everything's taken care of, right? They know where their hotels are. They've got other people to talk to, other guests on that are on the tour. So those types of people, the solo travelers, love the guided vacations. A couple, just, depending upon the age, they could do a private driver, they could do a self-drive program with us. So we just kind of, we fit in all kinds of categories, to be honest with you.
Perfect. Do you offer tours that combine Portugal and Spain?
Not at this time. Right now, this year, we just started doing Spain. So stay tuned for expansion into Portugal. And maybe, yeah, Portugal may be on the radar for 26. I haven't heard anything yet, but that doesn't mean that they won't do it. But this year we wanted to get Spain down first, and then we'll look at adding in other destinations nearby as time goes on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next question is, can you book a day tripper in Ireland and then a day tripper in Scotland back to back? If yes, do you offer transportation to go to the second vacation?
They are not back to back. You'd have to match up the dates as best you can. They weren't designed to be that way. They're standalone vacations. But yeah, technically you could do that as long as you find some dates that match up as best you can. And as far as transportation between the countries, like if you were doing Ireland and then wanted to go up to Scotland, we don't probably have the airfare capability. You could just do that online for your clients. So we do airfare really to our destinations, but not necessarily in between the actual tours themselves.
And I just want to note here that that's where you can maximize your commissions, Donna. You book both the CIE tours and then maximize your commissions by booking a plane or train and adding commission onto that. So you can make multiple types of commission there. So it would still work out well.
It would work out well, and it gives them some free time too, maybe to do some things on their own between the tours.
True. That's really, really great note too. Are there travel agent rates or fam trips for us to experience it ourselves?
There are. Thank you for asking that question. There's two ways you can do it. The first way is you can go on any one of our tours anytime you want to, and you can take a companion with you. As long as we've got space, we will book you. It's 30% off the land only. You'll still have to get your own air. So you can travel whenever you want to. You'll be on one of the guided vacations with other travelers that are not necessarily travel agents, which is good because you get to have an experience with them. And the nice thing about it is you can pick any tour you want to, anywhere we go, anytime we travel, as long as we've got the space available. The other way is towards the end of the year, we oftentimes will have dedicated fam trips. These are for travel agents only, no companions. And they will be usually 50% off. You have no selection on tour. We just tell you which tour is going to be available to book. And you have to book it like right away because they fill up so fast. And they typically are for Ireland and Scotland, sometimes very seldom to Italy or Iceland. So you're going to be limited, right? Is what I want to say. But you've got those two ways to go. If you can wait towards the end of the year, they'll be on the website. So you'll see them on the travel agent portal, or I send the information out in my newsletter. So another good reason for you all to sign up at that travel agent portal. So you start getting the newsletters. But yeah, we want you to come over. If you come over and you experience a CIE tour, you know how good it is. You know the value. You know how we are so dedicated to make this an immersive experience for your guests. And you come back and you're so knowledgeable and excited to book it. So yes, please come and visit us.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, wonderful presentation, Bonnie. Great questions from the travel agents. If you guys have any more questions, don't hesitate to go check out their website. Also, don't hesitate to call us at Archer Travel. We'll try to direct you in the right direction. Just reach out if you have any questions and we'll get those answered. Bonnie, thank you so much for your time. Travel agents, thank you for your time as well. Is there anything that you would like to add, Bonnie, before we close out this session?
I just thought we're very excited to be working with Archer. It's long time coming. It took a while, but we're here and we're very excited to help you in any way we can to get your clients over to visit one of our destinations.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Bonnie. Thank you, travel agents. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.